Good morning, CSL. Happy Sunday of March, huh? March, what is it, 9th?
Yep.
Thanks for being here, friends. Apparently, we are starting it. Is everybody good? Hey, you know, we got Miss Mokelly over here, and sometimes life turns around real quick and it gives you a boo-boo. So this is an original song about keeping on, even when life turns around on you. Here we go. Every ocean wave, every addiction crave has an undertow. It sucks you in and acts like your friend. You wanna think so? Don't have room to move from this program that's inside. The bottom of the bottle's not the safest place for you to hide. Life, oh life, can turn around on you. Life, oh life, can turn around on you. He's so frigid that man is rigid, his wife would know. She's on the outside and she tries to tell him he doesn't think so. Assumes his love forever, but never take the time. Ring left on the table as she up and leaves him behind. Life, oh life, can turn around on you. Life, oh life, can turn around on you. Down and out you are, kicked about from a love gone bad. You think you're dying, your insides are crying, oh life's so sad. You bum a cigarette and ask for a light. The one who strikes the match is the next new love of your life. Life, oh life, can turn around on you. Life, oh life, can turn around on you. Life, oh life, can turn around on you.
Woohoo! Let's give them a great big round of applause. Woo! Blaze and Kelly. All right. Woohoo! Well, welcome everyone. Everyone that is here in the sanctuary and those that are joining us online, whether live or watching it later. again and again and again, which is always great. I am Donna Sheedy, practitioner here at CSL, and I will be leading us in our spiritual practices. So let's start off with a reading. So now this is going to call for faith and perseverance and fortitude. It is going to call for persistency of effort and certain flexible determination to see the thing through to a final conclusion. I now decree and declare I am free from all sense of bondage. I am made perfect and whole through knowledge of real life within me. And that is from our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes. So let us just settle where we are, in your chair, on your couch, in your bed, wherever you are right now. Just kind of settle where you are. Get comfortable. Let any frenzy or craziness that you might have encountered to get here today or to find us online, just let that fall by the wayside. Just allow yourself to sit peacefully. If you're comfortable, you can close your eyes or lower your gaze and just breathe in love. Breathe out peace. Breathe in love and breathe out peace. Settling into this peaceful space. Just allowing yourself to sink deeper in your chair. Allowing your shoulders to fall. And just be. Continuing to breathe in love and breathe out peace. And just sit in the silence for just a moment, reflecting, breathing, being. So let us continue with our spiritual practices. It is my honor to introduce Mindy Wood, who will light the world religion's candle from the Christ candle. In religious science, we perform this ceremony to acknowledge that all people and all faiths come from one great universal presence, which we call spirit. In lighting these candles, we honor the one family of humanity, made up of over 4,000 religions and spiritual traditions throughout the world. We light the first candle for the Christian faith, which teaches the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the second candle for Islam. Their chief religious discipline is prayer. Here we learn, treat people kindly in this world and you will have kindness. We light the third candle in honor of Taoism. It is pointed out, can you not see that wisdom is trust, goodness is acceptance, and contentment is simplicity? We light the fourth candle for Buddhism. The goal of Buddhism is to let go. We light this candle for release. And the fifth and final candle honors New Thought, letting go of all that opposes your purpose, a reliance on the law of God, and an unqualifying trust of spirit. So now let us quiet our minds and open our hearts to the spiritual message being sung by Blaze and Kelly.
Gather see these days roll back into our winter lives again. The tangle at the garden fence is brown and dry. You call me out to point to your November sky. I must have been Gandhi, a Buddha, or someone like that. I must have saved lives by the hundreds. Everywhere I went, I must have brought rest to the restless, fed the hungry too. Must have done something great to get to have you. And when the cold comes, you are by your fire and fast asleep, I turn the light on, watch the snow outside fall soft and deep. And when the winter morning shines all white and blue, we'll watch the dogs run through the field like children do. I must have been Gandhi, a Buddha, or someone like that. I must have saved lives by the hundreds. Everywhere I went, I must have brought rest to the restless, fed the hungry too. Must have done something great to get to have you. I suppose stranger things have come to pass. Many a forest I can't see. I was so down and lost, faded fast. How did you find your way to me? Oh, I must have been Gandhi, a Buddha, or someone like that. I must have saved lives by the hundreds. Everywhere I went, I must have brought rest to the restless, fed the hungry too. Must have done something great to get to have you. I must have done something great.
So let us pray. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, that joyous music has created such a beautiful space for spirit. And it's in this space that I recognize this powerful presence of God. That God is all that there is. God is love and peace and joy and happiness and wholeness and this and oh, so much more. It is the breath that woke us up this morning and said, good morning, beloved, to this beautiful day. And I know that each of us are one with each other and one with this connected God. We're one. This whole world, you, I, people in this building, people watching us, people all over the world, we are connected in that one breath of God. So it's from this place of connection that I can speak this word and speak this truth and bless all of the hands and hearts that have come together before, during, and after service to make this service whole and perfect, and them giving from a place of love and place of oneness to make this service whole. And I also bless all of the ears and the hearts that are listening to this service, watching this service, participating in this service, and listening to the message being brought today. And that this word falls on fertile grounds, that it blossoms, and does good in all of the world. And I say a special blessing for our beloved Reverend Jackie Holland as she comes forth, setting aside her humanness, allowing Spirit to use her, to speak through her, to deliver this message that we all need to hear today in our own special way. So I bless this service and call it good, and oh so very good. So together we say, Namaste, Om, Shanti, Ashe, Aho, Amen. And so it is.
So it is.
And Blaze and Kelly.
Alrighty, thanks. Here's an original song I wrote years and years ago, and kind of the theme of trying to get out of your own head and your own mind. Called All About Me. Tons of people I can talk to, tons of people I could see. I could tell them all my problems, make it all about me. And I could look them in the eye, and I can see what I say. They're on the other side. Right now it's all about me. It's all about me. That's all I can see. I need a change of perspective, something to let my mind be, yeah, 'cause it's all about me. Sometimes it's all I see. We get caught up being selfish, get feeling sorry for ourselves. We get locked up in our heads, so locked up in our heads. Forget about everybody else. And there are thousands we can talk to, who will really understand. They're stuck up in their own mind, wrapped up in their plans, yeah, 'cause it's all about me. Sometimes that's all they see. So give me new perspective, give me new perspective, get me out of myself. Let me give to other people, give to other people. Put my attention to something else. And remember to be grateful for everything I have. A little bit of gratitude, and it's really not so sad, no, 'cause it's not about me. No, it's not all about me. No, it's not all about me. That's how it should be.
I can get up.
Okay, you're on now.
Okay.
You're on now.
Let us clear my. Sorry, that's that. Good morning. And for all of you who slept in and got up and said, oh, I don't have time to get my clothes on, and you're watching us online, welcome. I'm so glad that you are here with us today. And for those of you who are in the sanctuary with us, wow. Last night, I couldn't sleep last night. You know, I always worry about, you know, ministers have a recurring dream, which is that they wake up after church has started. It's a dream, really it is. And so I just, my solution is just don't go to sleep. No. But last night at 2 o'clock, I was thinking to myself, why do we do this silly change? But we are here, and I am so glad that you are here today, celebrating and worshiping and being with us today. So I was thinking this morning about an old story that I heard many, many years ago. There was once a South American Indian chief who admired bravery and courage and strength above all things in life. Courage, bravery, and strength. And he offered a reward of anything that an individual wanted if they would jump from the highest cliff into an alligator-infested river, obviously and successfully reach the other side. After all, what good would the gift be if he didn't, right? Anything you want. Would you jump into an alligator-infested river? Well, days and weeks went by. Nobody took the dare seriously. Nobody took him up on it. Days and weeks, a month went by. And one day the tribe was down at the river cliffs, and they looked down and heard a splash from below. They all looked down in amazement as a young warrior lashing at his loincloth with alligators all around him lashing at his loincloth as he was struggling to get to the other side. And he did. He got to the other side and he stood up, and the great chief said to him, I am a man of my word, young warrior. Whatever you want in your life, I am going to give to you. What is it that you want? And the warrior went, I want to know who pushed me in this river. Ever felt like you have been pushed out, pushed off, or fallen, or even jumped into an alligator-infested river of life? In spite of all your precautions, all your well-laid plans, all your prayers, all your experiences, all of a sudden you find yourself in the river with alligators. Thank you so much. With alligators. The alligators of the river, of course, represents the troubles, the turmoils, the traumas, and the crises we have all experienced in our life at one time or another. They can be relationship rivers, financial rivers, health rivers, spiritual rivers. They can be all kind of problematic things that are happening in our lives, and they can certainly stop us right where we are. The question isn't, how do we avoid these rivers? The question is not, how do we avoid the trouble, the problems, the circumstances of life, because they're going to happen. They're going to happen. The question really is not how do we handle it, not how did we get here, but the question really is, how do we handle it now that we're in the midst of the alligators nipping at us? Now listen, I'm from the South, and I got family in Florida, and I have seen me some big alligators. I'm not kidding you. They are humongous. And my sister had a dog door that an alligator came through once. She lived on the golf course, and there it was. Hello. I would have jumped on my kitchen counter so fast you couldn't have caught me. But anyway, what she did was jump on her kitchen cabinet and call her husband, who came and dealt with it. But I'm just saying, the alligators of life are out there when you least expect them. And you think people have thrown you into it. After all, your ex-husband threw you into the alligator of life, didn't the alligator river, when he divorced you. Your mother absolutely threw you in when she said, you've got to move out. After all, you're 49 years old, and I've had it. Move. We are always, how do we handle a situation that knocks us so hard, that hits us so hard, and knocks us down so far that we wonder if we can, will, or even want to get up? Now, I don't know, but I think a lot of us feel that way sometimes in life. Jesus, who in this faith we teach is the master teacher, the way shower. We teach that Jesus is not the great exception, but that Jesus is the example, as he said, my teachings. So Jesus, the master teacher and the way shower, modeled to us how to move and live through the challenges and the crises. Even he wondered in those moments if he could get to the other side of the alligator-infested river. Remember when he said, "Take this cup from me. Take this cup from me." And what he was really saying was, I'm not sure if I have what it takes to get through this. I'm not sure. I have fears. I have doubt. But through it all, he had an unconquerable soul. He knew he could make it through any situation. He knew he could reach the other side with enough faith, with enough trust, with enough surrender. Because sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes that's what it takes. He knew that there was a spirit within him that was greater than any human experience, any human personality trait. But there was a spirit within him that was greater than any person, any situation, any challenge that he might find in his life. And that is the truth of all of us as well. And that was his message. I have come that you might have life more abundantly. It is my teachings. I have come so that you know that you are made out of the same stuff that is the God Spirit, that is the sparkle in the sky, that is the greatness of God itself. You are made out of that Spirit. There was a power within him that no fire could burn, no water could drown, no sword could pierce. He taught us that we can move through anything in life with prayer, with faith, with trust. And every single one of us have that overcoming spirit within each of us as well. And we can get through it too. God is a big God. And God is bigger than any of this that we are facing in our lives right now. Use whatever word makes you comfortable. If you are uncomfortable with God, I just remind you every time I say it that it is simply a word, dog spelled backwards. You see, we can't come up with a word that's big enough, that's majestic enough, that's mystic enough, that's sacred enough to describe this entity called God. I just use that word because it's a word. Don't get caught up in it. If infinite intelligence works for you, if divine mind works for you, if Atman, Brahman, Mohammed, Jehovah, I don't care, Abba, whatever word works for you, for this spirit that woke up itself in an act of love and created you in its image and likeness, and out of itself, that is who you are. That is why right now you have somebody who broke her leg, has had major surgery this week, and is up singing for you. Now, I don't know how many of us could do that, but she had faith that she could. She said, I'm going to. I'm unconquerable. Throw me in that alligator-infested river called the CSL of voice, and I'll sing them out of their stuff. So this morning, I want to talk about the qualities of God. Maybe we'll get to all five, I'm not sure. But 5 qualities of God that we can use to help us get through the other side of any challenge that we're facing. Last week, if you were not here, if you did not watch the video, I rarely say this about videos, but I encourage you to listen to last week's talk. It was on forgiveness. So I don't really need to talk about forgiveness, but I do want to say that the number one quality of spirit, of life, of the universe that will get us through the difficult times is forgiveness. If that young warrior who had been pushed into the river had taken even a minute to look back and see who had pushed him, and had taken the time to blame him or curse him or put shame on the individual for throwing him into the alligator river, or even if he stopped and hesitated and tried to blame the alligator for everything that was going on to him, well, just think about it. I wouldn't have a very good story to tell you, would I? No, but instead, he did not take the moment. He kept his eye on the prize. The prize is getting across this river, and by God, I'm going to do it. We've all been faced with this. We've all done things in our lives that looking back, we wonder, how in the double H-E, or however I want to say that. How in the hell, I'll just say it, did I get through that? How did I? Sometimes we don't know. Forgiveness may be one of the hardest things. We talked about it last week, but it's necessary to survive. You have to open your heart to pray and to meditate on forgiveness. This is the time to release anger, hatred, self-pity, and resentment. This week I was at an amazing luncheon where I learned, okay, don't laugh at me, but where I learned to make ravioli. Okay, I'm just saying, I myself made some ravioli. Well, okay, almost everything had been made for me, but I put it in and, you know. Okay, I even have a picture, I can prove it. But anyway, I was at lunch with a group of incredible women, and one woman said to me, well, I've given up the word F, blank, blank, fill it out, a hard consonant for Lent. And I was thinking to myself, when she said that, I thought, well, that's pretty good, but I would never be able to do that because then I wouldn't have anything to say. But more than that, I really thought about Lent a lot. I've been thinking about Lent. Now, you know, I'm not Catholic, but when I grew up, one of my best girlfriends, Sandra Montrose, she was a Catholic, and she was like a devout Catholic, and we were in like the 8th, 7th grade, maybe 6th grade, I don't know. And she would stop at the nunnery, and all those nuns, I called them penguins, would come out because they were still wearing their habits then, and they would come out and, I'm saying, why am I telling you all this story? But anyway, those penguins scared me to death. I mean, they did. They scared me. They would come out, and I don't know, I was scared of them. And then one of them walked up to me, and she said, what are you giving up for Lent? Now, you guys know, even at the 6th grade, I wasn't afraid of too much, but I was afraid of those nuns. And I said, I don't know what Lent is. And I started crying. I didn't know what Lent was. You know, and then she, of course, tried to proselytize me, and I had to run away. But the thing is, I was thinking about Lent yesterday, and I was thinking, you know, I could give up a lot of things except the F word and bread. I couldn't do that. But I could give up chocolate because I really don't like chocolate. And, you know, well, okay, I couldn't give up potatoes either. Wait a minute. Anyway, I'm just saying, I thought, well, instead of trivial things, and things you know you're not going to do anyway, so why lie to yourself? Why not give up anger, judgment? Why not give up resentment? And every time in the next Lent period that you feel resentment or envy, because envy and resentment are first cousins, and they hold hands, and they jump over that alligator-infested river together. Every time you feel that, why not say, I gave you up? I gave you up. Many times we hold on to the anger because we don't want to forgive, because we feel it'd be letting those that wronged us off the hook. We talked about this last week. I really don't want to go over it too much again, but really the only person that forgiveness lets off the hook is you. You give yourself the gift of release. And isn't that what Lent is about? It's preparing ourselves for the sacred event of Easter, the resurrection of your life. Not your death, but your life. The newness of a new life for you. Why not give up the things that are holding this life back? What's holding you back? That's what Lent's about. When we let it go and we make space for God to fill our hearts, all miracles can happen. So the first principle is forgiveness. And the second principle to work on is focus. Now, maybe these aren't qualities of God specifically, but I think that they're qualities, spiritual qualities that when embraced in a spiritual way can support your life in a better way. So the second one is focus. When going through difficult times, as we all have, it's important not to focus on the alligators, not to focus on the thing that's hurting you, not to focus on the negative, because in religious science, what do we teach? That the law of cause and effect, the law of attraction, will bring to you the thing that you are focusing your attention on. It is where the predominant pattern of your thought goes. And it's shocking if you really watch your thoughts for a week or even a day, or even an hour. It is shocking sometimes, the things that we tell ourselves over and over and over. Focus on getting to the other side. Focus on the solutions. Focus on the good. Another word for spirit, another word for God. Never, never underestimate the power of focus. Anybody who's been in Weight Watchers knows that is the truth. And then when we leave Weight Watchers and we lose our focus, we know it's the truth. I'm just saying, focus, focus, focus. In the Christian Bible, in the book of Philippians 3:13, it says this: forgetting what is behind and straining forward to what is ahead, I press on to the goal to win the prize for which I have been called. Leaving the past behind, straining, looking forward, I press on towards the goal to win the prize for which I have been called. I'm not talking about a bingo prize here. I'm talking about the prize of your life. That you are the prize of God itself. That Spirit created you in its image and likeness and called you good, and so very good. And your prize is to live that life. Let go of what is behind and focus on the good. Focus on your dreams, your desires, your prayer. The law of attraction works independently and brings to us what we focus on. Write that on your heart. Write that on your brain, so that every day every moment you can ask yourself this question: what am I focusing on? Either in my behaviors, or in my thoughts, or in my words. Where I spend my money tells me where I'm focusing. Where are you spending your money? Ernest Holmes used to say, if I want to know what you believe, really believe, I can check your checkbook. None of us have problems spending money on things that we like and that we want. We're focusing on it. What are you focusing on? What are you focused on? My daddy, Jack Holland, Sergeant Jack Holland, one of the wisest men that I ever knew in my life, used to say this all the time. And it is branded in my brain. My daddy used to say, short-term loss for long-term gain. Short-term loss for long-term gain, he would say. Keep your eye on the prize, he would say. Keep the long-term goal in mind, and it makes the short-term work of releasing, it makes it so much easier to cross that river. Short-term loss for long-term gain. Sure, maybe in the short run, when you give up chocolate you have, or coffee, you have withdrawals. But the long-term goal was self-will, was sacrifice, whatever it is that you're giving up. The third principle to get us across the alligator-infested river is what in religious science we call integrity, what in the human world out there a lot of people call honesty. You all know what I'm talking about. The dog ate my homework. That dress looks so good on you. I will not raise taxes. That's okay, I'm fine, I'm not hurt, really, I'm fine. Lies, lies, lies. We hear them everywhere. Sometimes small, inconsequential, even unintentional lies. And sometimes some really big, hairy lies. We could hear from a student covering up for not having their homework, a spouse trying to avoid hurting you, or trying to avoid hurting their loved one's feelings, or a politician glossing over the facts just to get elected, or us not being honest about our feelings. We've all heard, and maybe, just maybe, we've all spoken a lie or two. You know, I loved it. My daddy used to say, again, Jack used to say, there is no such thing as a little lie or a white lie. A lie is a lie is a lie. But we all like to think of ourselves and our coworkers and our families and our friends as honest most of the time, right? Right? Most of the time we like to think that. We all know lying's wrong, but when it comes to avoiding trouble, saving face in front of somebody, or sparing somebody's feelings, we may find ourselves saying something that isn't altogether true. If you want to get across an alligator-infested river, meaning a problem in your life, you got to first of all start with being honest with yourself about what's going on. Being honest with yourself and being honest with others. I am a big liar. People will say, how you doing? Oh, fine. When in reality, what I want to say, I could just scream. Because you see, we ministers think that you're supposed to think we're perfect. Of course, y'all gave up that a long time ago, didn't you? But the reality is that all of us say that. What would be wrong with us stopping saying that? Maybe saying, I don't know, is a more honest answer. When somebody says, how are you? I don't know. What do you think of my dress? I don't know. We can often even be somewhat unconscious about it. As a child, we learn certain words, behaviors, and actions to avoid trouble, to feel loved, to get love, or to avoid embarrassment. And we're carrying around that mindset now, all of us, all of us. As an adult child of an alcoholic, I can tell you, I lied my head off. My mother would say to us every Friday night, now, your daddy will be home in just a few minutes. Don't tell daddy. If he doesn't know about it, he can't get mad. And so we learn to withhold. We learn to withhold for protection. We learn to even lie for protection so that daddy wouldn't get mad and that daddy wouldn't hit you. So it's difficult as an adult then to learn how to be impeccable with your word, but if you want to learn how to do it, one of the ways is to read the 4 agreements, which you know we have all done in this church. So what would be the benefits of changing in this idea of radical honesty, radical integrity? In his book, Radical Honesty, Brad Blanton says that lying, he believes, is the major source of all human stress. He puts it very blatantly when he says this, and I'm quoting, lying kills us. The most deadly form of lying, he says, is to withhold and keep back information from someone who we think would be affected by our telling the truth. I'll read that to you again. The deadliest form of lying is to withhold and keep back information from someone who we think would be affected by our telling the truth. You have no idea how many times people will come to me after the fact in this church and say, well, I wanted to tell you, Reverend Jackie, but you know, I didn't want you to get upset. Thanks. I want you to think about this in your own life. Think about in your own life that keeping secrets and hiding our feelings keeps us locked in a jail of some sorts. And the longer we stay in that self-imposed jail, the more we decline. I'm telling you, I try not to lie. You know why? Because the older I get, the less I can remember what lie I've told. That's why seniors, I'm telling you, you ask a senior something, they're flat going to tell you. Now, you might not want to hear it, but they're going to tell you. I'm telling you. Being honest and telling the truth liberates us. It frees us. We experience freedom. Lying imprisons us. It deadens us. It kills us. Joseph Sugarman speaks it beautifully when he said this. Each time you are honest and conduct yourself with honesty, a success force will drive you towards greater success. Each time you lie, even a little white lie, he said, there are strong forces pushing you towards failure. How many people, I can't even give you the numbers, of people who have come to me for counseling about a broken relationship. And one of the things that they almost all say every time is this: what if I had told him how I felt? What if I had shared the truth with her? Could it have changed? Now, I know you've all heard this story 100 times, at least a few of you have, but when I married Bill Boyce, Mama Boyce made this thing called tuna something, casserole or something, and every time that my fiance and I went home from college, she would make this tuna casserole. It was hot tuna with cheese. Oh, it was gross, okay? But my soon-to-be husband, Bill, would say every time, "Oh, Mom, thanks for making this. It's so delicious." So naturally, a new bride goes to her mother-in-law and says, "Ooh, I got to have that recipe." So I'm making this tuna dish for Bill, and he says, after about the fourth time that I've served it to him, he said, "Jackie, why do you make this tuna dish?" And I said, "Because you love it." He said, "Jackie, I hate it." I said, "But you told your mother that you loved it." And he said, "I didn't want to hurt her feelings." Now, that might have saved our marriage for a year or two because he was honest. Just think about that for a second. How many things are we doing because the other person hasn't told us it's something that they don't want or something that they don't like? Why can't we do that? In a relationship especially, if you or I are in a relationship where you feel that you must withhold information from your mate, then may I suggest that you take a look at the relationship and the role that you're playing in it. So honesty, integrity, because a second point about honesty and integrity that is very important here is that it reveals your character. When we live a lifestyle of honesty, we build character. Because character is simply a snapshot of who we really are. It is the window that people look through to see the reality of our inner life. When you talk about somebody's character, let's not say any names in this room, but when you talk about some people's character, aren't you aghast sometimes? And then you talk about some other characters and how wonderful it is because character is a snapshot of who we are. And dishonesty is simply a part of our human nature, and it creeps into the inner recesses of our hearts, and it cracks our good character, and it erodes and destroys the foundation of who we are. Honesty, integrity gives us freedom. It keeps us out of trouble. What am I saying here? I'm saying that honesty and integrity are the heart of who we are and what we believe in, especially this faith. Honesty, oneness. When you are in oneness with each other, you don't withhold anything from each other. When you feel oneness with your mate, your sister, your friend, when you are one, there is no barrier between you. There is only honesty. Honesty reveals our inner being. It opens our lives to something greater and deeper. And the fourth principle that I want to talk to you about today in crossing an alligator-filled river of life is faith. You know, there's never a week that you're going to come to this church and not hear me talk about faith. Faith is the foundation of our very, very lives. Because faith is what it takes for us to take every single stroke that will get us across the river. The faith that there is a power and a presence that is here supporting us, loving us, uplifting us. It might not be easy. In fact, it could be very hard to cross that river, to take on that challenge, to change our lives. But it's doable with enough faith. Faith keeps us moving in the direction of our dreams. Faith keeps us moving, lifts us, sustains us. St. Francis of Assisi said this: start by doing what's necessary, then do what's possible, and all of a sudden you're doing the impossible. Start by doing what's necessary to get you across the river. I'm telling you, start by doing what's possible, then start by doing what's necessary. What's necessary. What's going to get that poor little warrior out of there so that the alligators don't take over. Then do what's necessary, swimming with all of his life, and suddenly you're doing the impossible. You're crossing an alligator-infested river. Jesus, again, the master teacher, told us that our lives are filled with infinite possibilities. He said, with God, all things are possible. And he said, all things are possible to those who believe, to those who have faith. I'm not saying you have to have faith in some thing in the sky, some invisible force. I'm saying you've got to have faith in something. And sometimes the faith that you have is just, not only just, but is in yourself, in your power, in your intelligence, in your dreams. When we say the word faith, everybody thinks we're talking about some religious faith experience. I am saying you have faith in something whether you want to believe it or not. If you are having financial issues in your life, then you, I'm sorry, and I, have faith in lack and limitation. If you are abundant and prosperous and healthy and wise, then you have faith in health and abundance and wisdom. Where are you putting your faith right now? I'm not saying it's some religious experience. I'm saying it's where am I placing my faith, which is another way of asking where am I placing my attention. And as important as it is to have faith, it's also important to look at the possibilities in every single situation in your life. What are the possibilities here? What are the possibilities? We have to imagine the most incredible possibilities for whatever is going on in your life. So, for example, when I was going through my divorce, I couldn't think of anything positive to say about myself or the situation or anything. And so, my practitioner said, okay, Jackie, can you think of one positive thing? Come on, one positive thing. And I said, oh, I'll have the whole closet to myself. Okay, now you're laughing. But it carried me for a few minutes, right? And then it went to the next thing. Oh, I won't have to cook dinners anymore. Oh, no. Okay, never mind. Enough about me. I'm just simply saying there are countless examples throughout history about men and women who use their imagination to create the most incredible things. Think about eBay, for example, launched in 1995 by a computer programmer who started it as a hobby, and now it takes in billions and billions of dollars a year. Faith, another way of saying imagination, another way of saying possibility. Think for a second what Jesus meant when he said, in order to enter the kingdom and experience the kingdom of heaven, one must become like a little child. Or I could add like a puppy, since I've got a new one. Think about children. They touch everything in their experience. They are curious about everything. They want to ask why about absolutely everything. They're sponges that soak up as much as possible. They have unquenchable thirst for knowledge and for learning, and the thing that drives them is curiosity. Like little scientists, babies experiment with everything. They touch, they smell, they grab, they lift, they suck, they taste. Everything they can get their little hands on. And what is driving them is curiosity and imagination. Now, some of us are a little bit older than a baby by a lot of years. But the question that I am going to ask you is, what has happened to your curiosity? What has happened to your imagination? What has happened to you grabbing and touching and feeling and experiencing and smelling everything in your life? When Jesus, the master teacher, said, ask and it will be given, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be opened for you. Everyone who asks will receive, he said, and everyone who seeks will find, and everyone who knocks, the door will be opened for. When we ask, we receive. When we seek, we find. When we knock, it's opened. What Jesus was saying to us and what I'm saying to you is be curious about life. I want you to think of the seniors that are 93, 98 years old, and you keep thinking, how is that possible? They seem so young. Because they're curious. Because they have faith. Because they have imagination. And so the question then becomes, I think today, what are you asking life? What are you seeking from life? What are you knocking on that door to enter? Because the answers are all within. But I want to end this by telling you that I have discovered something, at least for my own life, all right? Something really important to think about. You got to ask the questions, but two things, it's how you ask the question. Two things motivate questions. One, frustration, which is a negative reaction to our circumstances, and fascination, which is curiosity, which is my puppy, which are babies. And I'm going to admit to you lately that most of my questions, frankly, if not all of my questions, are from frustration. If it starts with a why, If it starts with a Y, you might want to just stop right there. That's frustration. If it starts with a how, it might be curiosity. The type of questions affect the answers and the outcome. And our questions can keep us stuck. So the happiest people on earth are those who ask questions, who have faith, who forgive. And the final principle, I'm not going to talk about it too much because we want to get out of here and have some wonderful hospitality, is gratitude. We'll talk about gratitude as time goes on, but here's what I want us to know. We've all found ourselves in the alligator-infested river of life. We've endured, we've grown, we've changed. We have become who we are, all of us, magnificent beacons of light in a world that is waiting for our light. We have come through those rivers of alligators, those problems. Because of those difficulties, we are who we are today. We're here in this church this morning to remember and to remind ourselves that we are stronger, we are more courageous, we are smarter, and we have deeper faith because of our experiences. I thank God for our ability to forgive. I thank Spirit for the ability to focus on our dreams. I give thanks for the blessings of intelligence and curiosity that open us up to a more satisfying life. And I especially today give thanks to God, to Spirit, to life, for what is yet to come, for what is yet to be. Don't despair, people. I know that we are all in despair. Many of us are in despair right now. But as I said last week, I want to say it again. The arc of the universe is long, but it bends towards justice. It bends towards goodness. It bends towards love. William Ernest Henley wrote the amazing, powerful words in Invictus, which I read to you now. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit of pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeoning of chance, my head is bloody, but it is unbowed. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Peace and blessings, beloveds. Oh, let's just take a moment. Come on up here. And let's just take a moment right now. And those of you who are at home with us, know that we are praying for you. You can put your prayer request right there in the live feed if you want, or you can go to our Boise CSLBoise.org and click on prayers and you can pray, or we'll send your prayer request in, or right now you can email us at prayers@cslboise.org and we will be praying for you, just as our beloved practitioner Donna is praying with you now.
So let us settle into this space again that has so beautifully been created. This is the space of spirit, of love, of joy, that God is all that there is. Peace, love, happiness, wholeness, this and so much more. And I know right where I am that God is. So I am a perfect whole expression of spirit right here, right now, connected to that divine. I know that same truth for each person listening to my voice right now. Each person is that divine expression of spirit right here, right now, connected to that divine. We are all one. So it's from this place of divine oneness that I can speak this word and speak this truth for all of those within the sound of my voice. those that are asking for prayer for body temple, that the wholeness, that connection is there, that revealing of the body temple, of that health, that wholeness is right there, right now. And those that are experiencing fear or doubt or confusion, that they are one with God, that their minds are open and their hearts are open and know that wisdom, that connection to have that divine wisdom, that they are no longer confused or scared. They are one and are at peace and know the right next steps to take. That we are all at peace. As a wise woman once said, chaos are not things falling apart, but things falling together. It's a divine plan. It is all with love that we interact with each other, with our peers, with our family, with our leaders, locally and beyond. That things are coming together. They are divinely blessed. We are one with this consciousness. Knowing what the right next step to be is for us to take, and our hearts are praying with this love and this peace. Just putting it all out there with love. Passing it on. Then we hold in our hearts this love. So I, with a grateful heart, release this prayer, knowing it is already done before it was even spoken. So I release and let go and call it good, and so very good, and so it is.
And so it is. Amen, amen, amen. Take a deep breath. And I would love it if you would stand right where you are and move around and meet someone that you have not met. Say hello to them. So good to see you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. It's so nice to see you. I didn't see you at first when I came in. Wonderful. So a visitor walks in and everybody's standing up and she goes, ah! Come on in and meet somebody, my friends. Come on in. You just have to barge through these women. Thank you for being here today, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I just want to go through some quick announcements. Number one, thank you for meeting with each other. Thank you. Thank you for being here. So as you are preparing your gift, your offering, I just want to take a few announcements. Now, last week, I got sidelined. Did y'all notice that I didn't know what I was doing at the end of the service? I don't know what was going on with me, but I failed to say thank you to the volunteers last week. And I was feeling, quite sad about that, especially because it was Birthday Sunday. And as you all know, this church is blessed with the best baker in Boise, Idaho, in Allison Harris. This woman made the best banana birthday cake in the world. Woo-hoo! You think pastry perfection has good cakes? Forget about it. Forget about it. No way, no way. So thank you so much last week. And this week we have wonderful refreshments brought to us by JJ. I want to remind you all that there is a sign-up sheet to bring cookies or anything you want to bring. You want to bring vegetables, you want to bring, I don't care what you bring, for our hospitality time after service. Reminding you, especially next week, ooh, you want to come. Especially you, Miss Kelly, Miss Mo Kelly, this Irish lady. You are Irish, aren't you? A little bit. Like everybody else. But next week, we celebrate St. Patrick's Day large here, and we have a potato bar with all kind of toppings and fun things. Harold Whitman and family and the church are preparing the potatoes for you. So what we're asking you to do is to bring cheese and sour cream and anything that you like on your potatoes. Chili, some people like. Bring it, and we'll put it out, and everybody can make the best potatoes and sit around and have a really good time. Yes? So that's next week. And also, that's next week. I want to remind you also that our annual meeting, our annual financial meeting is on May 30th. The 30th of March. If you are interested in being able to vote, you need to sign up as a member on the forms that are in the back. Everybody's invited, but we're very excited to announce our annual fundraiser. Write this on your calendars right now. May 2nd. The Key Queens are back. Yes. For those of you who were here last year, you know that Lisa and Amy are up here with their 2 pianos, and your job is to stump them to find a song that they don't know. It's getting harder and harder because they get on there and they look it up, you know. And she learns it right on the spot. I mean, it is pretty basic. When's Lisa coming home? A week from Tuesday. Yay. So we are just very excited about those dates. Also, a couple of more announcements to let you know that there are some cookbooks, if you are into cooking, that JJ and Cheryl, they're downsizing, as some of y'all know. They are, there's some cookbooks out there, and we're giving great thanks for Ginger, Harold and Deborah's dog, Ginger, that was in emergency last night. We're just giving thanks for all of that. And once again, we are giving thanks for our amazing volunteer team, beginning with our musicians. The great music, the greatest music in Boise, Idaho on Sunday morning under the direction of Rex Miller. Blaze and Kelly are with us in the house today, yeah. On the drums, of course, Bob Josephson, and always our bass guitarist, Ted McClurg. You got anything going on that you want people to know about? I know you did, yeah. Yeah. You know, it is so fun to meet somebody that you've never met before, a woman at lunch, and she's with us today. So nice to have you with us. And then she tells about a music group that she really likes, and then she shows the picture, and one of them is... Small world. Yeah, anything you got going on you want to talk about? Okay, got some time off. Yay, yay. Rex Miller, anything going on? You got nothing. Well, the rice once a month. And anything from you, Mr. Bob Josephson? No? Okay. Well, listen, I just remind you, stay on the website because you want to support these guys. This morning, we, of course, had with us Donna Sheedy as the practitioner of the day, Rob Compton on our soundboard, Shane Kipper as the camera videographer. The usher greeters were Bev and Harold and Jack, the dog. The hospitality setup is Ken Potter. Cookies brought to us by Jack and JJ. Jack's learned how to cook. Jack's the dog, for those of y'all who don't know. Okay, and the cosmic cleaning this week was Allison Harris and Norma Bailey. Well, Norma, thank you. And also last week it was Cassidy. I forgot to say thank you to Cassidy. Lumi has been with our children this morning, teaching them some amazing spiritual artwork. Our E-Blast volunteer was Deborah Whitman. Thank you so much to all of our volunteers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I understand, Shane, that it was a wonderful cosmic drumming group. 95 people were here for cosmic drumming.
That's awesome.
Give him a hand.
All right.
Yeah. very exciting.
Nice.
Check our e-blast. If you want to know the things that are happening in the church, the best way for you to do that is to fill out the connection card that's in the front pocket in front of you or behind you, and put it in the offering basket, or hand it to me, and we'll get you on the e-blast. Or another way to do it is just go to cslboise.org, click on the link that takes you to the e-blast, and sign yourself up, because Cheryl has been out of town for 3 months and we're a little bit behind getting y'all on there. So if you're thinking about that, wonderful. Our 12-step bridge
Welcome
group.
I said welcome home to Cheryl.
I don't hear what she said, but that's okay. I know whatever she said was good. Listen, here's the thing. On Tuesday night, we have our 12-step bridge group from 7:15 to 8:30 with our practitioner, Lisa Compton, a time of sharing, a time of connecting, a time of healing. No matter what your addiction may be, no matter what it is, do not be alone. We are here to support you, to love you, to hold your hand. This is the most loving, incredible group. This ministry means so much to me personally and to all of the people in it. So that's Tuesday night. Wednesdays at noon, we have our midweek lift, which is a practitioner, which is a, okay guys, I lost an hour's sleep last night, please. Which is a meditation time. It begins at noon. We're calling it meditation and tea. So please join me at noon in the meditation room. Every Wednesday we will be doing meditation and have some tea and talk about what's going on for us. So anything that you need, anything you need. Right now is not the time for us to be all heroic and jump into that alligator-infected river alone, is all I'm saying. So also, I've given all the other things. Prayer room after service, Donna Sheedy will be available to pray with you. No, over here. Donna, yes, it's fine. Donna Sheedy will be standing over here. If you want a 1-minute miracle, a prayer, whatever you want to call it, please come over and Donna will take you into the prayer room and pray with you. Again, this is not a time for us to lie to ourselves and say, I'm okay. Sometimes we're not. And we have a reader today, is that correct? Would you come up here and just say a few words as I'm speaking gibberish right now? Yes, yes, yes. So we are yes, talk about what you're going to be doing right after service over here in the corner. This is going to be fun. Thank you for doing this, Mindy. I love this.
Good morning. Anybody that wants a card pulled, I would be happy to do so. So whatever energy you're wanting to know or questions that you have, I'm happy to facilitate that for you today.
So, Mindy, can other people be there while that's going on? Because I thought that was fun for them to hear. Is that okay, or is it private?
As it's up to the person who's getting their card pulled,
okay.
basically.
Yeah. If somebody turns around and says, go away, then go away. But in the meantime, thank you so much. Thank you so very much. And there is one last thing I would like to do. I'd like to ask you, please, all to stand, and I'd like Cindy to come up here, please. Miss Cindy Boyce. As some of you know, our beloved Cindy has a little bit of hitch in her get-along. She has a problem with her heart. Not her loving heart. There's no problem with that loving heart. Let's just stand. And anybody who wants to come and surround her, just come on up. Come on up and surround her. Anybody, come on up here. Come on up here. Come on up here. And then the rest of you, just put your hands out. And let's just... Cindy is having an ablation at what time? 10:30. At 10:30 on Tuesday. 10:30. That's when the surgery is, or when you show up? Okay, so everyone, beginning at about 9:45, start at 10. Start at 10. And just hold that energy. Feel that heart filled with love. Feel that heart. Fill it with love and light, and fill the doctor's hands with energy and goodness. As we turn within for a moment, I want you to receive all of this love, all of this strength, all of this power that we are directing to our beloved Cindy. All is well, because this heart that has loved so deeply, so faithfully, for so long, So long. This woman has a heart as wide as Montana. This woman's heart is filled with only goodness. It is a heart of gold. And so I know that this oblation is equipping her to live a life without that atrial fibrillation, that her heart is kicked into a normal rhythm, that all is well, that her heart is strong, and that her body is radiating with the health and the wholeness of divine perfection. Because this is Cindy, divinely, beautifully, and miraculously made by the great physician of all. And so we say, thank you, God. Thank you, God, for successful surgery. Thank you, God. And we all say, thank you, God. Thank you, God. All is well. All is well. And so it is.
So it is.
Amen. Sit with Donna. Sit with Donna. Okay. Have I done everything I'm supposed to do business-wise? Oh, I got to take the collection up. And if there are any visitors in the church, we would love just to welcome you after service at hospitality. Please stay and get some of this homemade, beautiful sweetbreads and cookies. And also, we would love to give you a gift. So please just hold your hand up and let us put a little bag in your hand. Anybody else? It's got lovely things in it. I love to say this every week. Don't eat the soap. It looks like candy, but it's not. Although my mother used to tell me it was candy when she would know. Okay. Okay, so, and there's lots of information in there. Please come again. We are so delighted to have you with us. Let's just take our gift, our offering in our hand. Oh, I have one final and a very fun announcement to make before we take the money up. Lisa Compton. Lisa, raise your hand. Our magnificent practitioner and realtor, just amazing realtor, as we have several amazing realtors, but this one is having pins, pals, and properties. Okay, it's join us for pins, pals, and properties at the Meridian Bowling Lanes, Saturday, March 29th, 1 to 4. So listen, I'm not a good bowler, but I'd like to put a bowling team together from the church. Who would like to bowl with me? Oh, okay. We have, listen, I'm serious. Okay, and JJ, are you going to? If you can. Okay, we need another one, so whoever wants to do it, because I want to do this, but I'm not a good bowler, so don't get mad. I mean, sometimes they're in the other lane kind of bowler. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not telling no lies now. Remember what I said today. But listen, I'm going to put this up on the bulletin board, and seriously, you want people to come? Yeah. Oh, okay. I said, you want to announce it to the whole church? What if we all show up? And she goes, great. So, okay, fun. All right, let's take our gift, our offering in our hand, as we absolutely know that this is that which God has so generously given to us. Thank you to all of you, those of you who are online. If you receive anything that helps you, that supports you in this, we ask that you help support the Center for Spiritual Living. It's as simple as that. Bills to pay, life to do, but more importantly than all of that are the ministries that we support here, the musicians that we support here, the life of each and every one of us that we support here. So thank you for your conscious giving, for your participation in the law of circulation. We are so deeply grateful to you. Let us just go within for a moment as together we say, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. And so it is. Amen. And while we are preparing, I just want to say that there are many ways that you can find out what's happening in this church. Through our e-blast, through our emails, and we also have Meetup, which I forget to talk about every week because I don't know a lot about it. But we have Meetup, and you know, we had 2 people come to the church last week from Meetup, so it's very exciting. Please, I forget to say it every week, but e-blast and Meetup, these are 2 great ways to know the great things that are happening. Hey, potato bake, huh? I love potatoes. Ladies, gentlemen, the magnificent, they do have first names, Nicole and Mo, Blaze and Kelly. Oh, wait, go ahead, play in the background. Yeah. This this Friday, Women's Day, downtown, 12:30, Women's March. Want men, come too. Cindy's group singing. This Friday, 12:30, Friday, 12:30. Women, show up.
Have you ever lost your way? Have mercy, thinking about yesterday. Well, I was standing in the creek, singing a song that came out of the street. Well, and my heart was free as a breeze. Go where the love is. Go where the love is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go where the love is, and you will be lost again. Long before you were broken, long before harsh words were spoken, yeah, there was nothing to rise above. Go where the love is, 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 and you will be lost again. Go, Rex Miller. Have you ever gone astray? Grow weary, all out of faith? Or have you ever lost your way? Go where the love is, where the love is. Go where the love is, go where the love is, and you will be lost again, won't be lost again, my friend. Go where the love is, give it up for Bob. Go where the love is, go where the love is, and you will be lost again.
Woo! Yes. Let's give them another round of applause. So go ahead and circle around, and I will give you your blessing. For those at home, now. So everybody stand and grab hands and circle around. The inner circle, yes. All right. Oh, that was good though. All right, so now that everybody is standing, let's receive your blessing. Your blessing is that you see your light and you be your light. And you share your light with all that you encounter this week. And so it is.
So it is.
And now we sing.
I'm gonna let it shine,